opened the show. You want to talk about the show? They opened the show with Seth Franklin Rollins and Bron Breakker in this long-awaited grudge match that we thought we were going to get at WrestleMania, and instead, it opens the show at Backlash. And, you know, again, they give us two upgraded matches, this one and Jacob and Roman. And there's nothing to knock about this match. You know, we're just because we didn't like the rapper it came in, that we had two really good fucking matches. And I guess we should be thankful these days, because how long is it between times we see really good fucking matches? But I'm telling you, Bron Breakker is the more I see him, within 2 years, maybe 3, is going to be the fucking guy. He's unnaturally, he gets this. When they started hot and Seth was kicking his ass, Bron was feeding him. He was in the right places. He had the right reactions. There's some times he seems like he's out of control or reckless when he's not really, which is kind of like what Rick Steiner worked like early in his career. And he's aggressive, and he has the fucking tools. And Seth, he led this thing to where that Bron looked aggressive all the time, stayed on him, didn't get lost, wasn't hesitant, had heel attitude. And the people got with this. This was a great crowd, you know, all night, even with some of the stuff. And I was like, oh, yeah. But that's the thing. Seth was keeping him coming, making him fight to shut him down. And that one, the Breakensteiner, you know, here's my thing. I think that Bron is leaning back so far before he hits that thing that his body is turning faster than anybody can take the bump.
So it creates a delay. Yeah.
So it creates a delay. Do you see what I'm saying?
I saw it in this match specifically, and Rollins is usually pretty good at this kind of stuff. And Bron would hit and he would land, and then you'd watch Rollins tumble afterwards, and it throws off the look of the thing.
Yeah, and also sometimes it throws off the guy taking it because he's like, oh shit, where'd he go? And I know it's athletic for Bron to be that, when he jumps up and whoosh, that fast, but I think he needs to go into the leap to the head scissors before he's leaned quite so far back to slow down his spin so that the guys can keep up with him. But that's just me. And then there was a time later on when they did it twice more. I think Seth was going to land on his feet on the first one, and he saw that it wasn't going to happen, and he just took one and said, fuck it, do it again here in a second. And that one he landed on his feet. But again, they had a great fucking match to me. And I think Bron needs to watch his punches to the head when he's, you know, on top of a guy. But having said that, I'm thinking that he may be one of those guys that they've said, please don't hit me anymore. When he gets, you know, going, and maybe he's erring on the side of safety. He did the clothesline off the apron onto the desk. And then the only thing with Seth, a lot of times he's got the modern style where he will give somebody a move and then immediately the other guy will give him something. Or he likes to do the superplex into the Falcon Arrow, whatever that may be, which I always thought was goofy because that kills the fucking superplex. But then this time he superplexed Bron, and Bron picked him up and hit the Falcon Arrow. Anyway, modern style. Finally, it looked like Seth was cooking. And he hit the super kicks and the pedigree and the stomp. And then Paul Lee jumped up on the apron. And I thought Seth was rolling out where he was going to go get Paul Lee, but he grabbed a chair and he knew, he smelled it coming, that Logan Paul and Austin Theory were coming to attack him, so he beat the shit out of both of them with the chair and then got back in the ring, but Bron speared him and got a 2 count, and that was a big pop. They've been getting big pops, but that was a big one. And then Bron went for the spear, but he fucking dove into a pedigree. Then Seth went for the stomp off the second rope, but as he was coming through the air, Bron hit him in midair with a spear. And then another spear, boom, 1, 2, 3. So there was interference, but it was early on, and the way that they framed it didn't affect the finish, and Bron got a fucking big win. And in this case, while Seth had an out, I'm always wanting the heels to cheat, which technically they did here, but Bron never pulled out the dynamite diamond ring or whatever, knock him out. He beat him with his deal, but because Seth had been momentarily distracted. So again, serious match. 2 guys that know what they're doing. They didn't have to bury the referee. They did some fucking stuff on the floor, but it wasn't like a garbage match where they're out there for 3 minutes and they didn't have to fucking have no disqualification. So this is, if they could put together a pay-per-view about 6 or 7 of these kind of matches, that would be a wrestling pay-per-view, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it was good. I'm glad Bron went over. It was on ESPN, not on the actual regular card. Not that that matters anymore. But this was a good match.